1,000 to 2,000 melon plants. That's the amount I'm growing in container currently by myself. There are 4 reasons why I choose to grow melons in container, and one of these reasons is quite a simple one, and it has to do with the soil quality. I mean, in the area where I am currently with my farm, the soil quality is so bad, and well, we don't really do a crop rotation, or the locals don't really do a crop rotation here. So for me it was quite a simple answer. Okay, I have to grow them in a container. I also have farmer friends who grow melons. I visit them, quite a few of them, and one was growing the melons in the soil, and I was asking, well, what are you doing afterwards? What kind of other crops are you growing in there? And he said, well, I only grow melons in here with this soil. And I was asking, well, what's going to happen? I mean, the soil is deteriorating, right? And then they say to me, well, they just take out all the soil where the melons are growing, and then they put in new soil, and that all 3 years. 3 years. And they're growing quite a lot of melons. They're growing 10,000s of melons. Then I was thinking, okay, that's another method how you can grow melons too. And another friend of mine who is also growing melons in soil, I was asking, well, what are you doing after you've grown your melons? I mean, the soil is getting bad, right? He said, yeah, they're getting bad for sure. The soil is not really a good soil anymore if we grow so many melons at the same place. And they just moved their whole greenhouse. I said, okay, that's also an innovative way how you can grow melons. And I mean, their greenhouse is a 70 meters long greenhouse, and they're just moving the greenhouse right beside where the old greenhouse was, and that was their answer how they're dealing with the soil quality. Well, that's not feasible for me, for sure. And that's quite a lot of work which they are doing, that they can grow melons. And of course I asked them why they don't try to grow the melons in container. And that's where the problem lies, because growing in container is a little bit of a different approach. But for them, this way works. Either taking out the whole old soil and putting in new soil, or just moving the greenhouse onto new soil. And well, I was speechless at that time, like, yep, they found a way how to solve the problem with the soil. Reason number 2 at that time was also a reason why I choose to grow in container, and it was because of the heavy machineries. At that time when I started, well, no one was available with a tractor who could build up any kind of usable high bedding, so it made my life quite easier just by handling container, filling the container, lifting it to the place where I want to grow in my greenhouse, and place them in a row and connect the irrigation to it, and just starting to grow. All my other friends, they are able to drive with tractors into their greenhouse, making a high bedding, mulching it, putting drip irrigation on it, and that's how they do it. But of course they have a tractor which is fitting into the greenhouse and the method how they grow it. But for me, well, I don't have a tractor, so I had to find another way. I mean, I could lend some tractor nearby, but it's quite difficult to get the tractor over here, and it depends on the local people time, if they have time for you to do that, and in most cases they are busy with other stuff. So for me it was like, okay, in this point I wanted to be independent, because I have to grow my melons, and I'm not just going to wait a week or 2 weeks until the tractor is appearing and preparing the land and everything else so that I can start growing my melons. Reason number 3, that is actually one of the impacting reasons why I grow the melons in container, and it is actually because of the irrigation system. I mean, just imagine taking care of 1,000 to 2,000 melon plants. That's already a number which is quite difficult to handle by myself, and I don't want to spend my time pulling a new irrigation system or changing irrigation heads or changing the pump. And that's why all the area where I grow my melons, they have a standard size, a standard number of 200 plants per batch to 250. So all the places, I just install the irrigation system once and I can use it for years. I mean, there are irrigation systems which I've been using for 3 years already. I only had to flush them, and when I grow a new batch of melons, I just place the container with the fresh media and then connect it to the irrigation system, and that is for sure saving me tons of time just by having this irrigation system, which is irrigating with the same amount of water depending on how I set it up with the pump. And that is one of the standard which of course makes my life easier and saves tons of time. Reason number 4, that was something which I was the most concerned of. If I want to do premium melons, I need the premium quality. And how do I gain the premium quality? Well, a premium quality is defined actually that you can produce the same taste of melon that the customer know that is your melon. And that's another reason why I grow soilless. Soilless means that I grow in a media with nutrient solution, because I control the media, I control the nutrients, and in soil, for example, this is not really working. There are many reasons why the quality is not consistent, and I tried out melons from my friends too, and there are slight differences. And of course, even I have slight difference, but not in the taste, but more in the size of the melons, depending on the season here. But in general, this is a parameter which we can here control with the nutrient solution. And in the soil, it's more like a gambling. I mean, everything can get infected or not uniformly growing, because the soil is completely different way to grow it. And that's what you get mostly in the supermarket. All the cheaper melons, like what I've seen in the market, they're mainly soil growing, and they will really vary in their quality. And that's why it makes my life easier to bring in premium melons into the market. If I think about it, that different kind of circumstances led me to develop all of this to grow my melons in container, and also to figure out a way how to handle it with not investing too much time to do it. And I must think, okay, for me this kind of methods and these 4 reasons were really the main reasons which motivated me to just grow everything. I mean, currently I grow nearly everything in containers. There are only some specific crops which I grow in soil, but so far, with melon being one of my main products which are selling quite well, I must say, okay, that's the base of the quality, that's the standard quality which I want to provide to the market. And I would also welcome any comment if you have any kind of other experience how you are cultivating melons or any other things which you are cultivating or growing in a container, and what kind of experience you faced over the time. I mean, I have here tons of container growing vegetables and fruits which I tried out over the years, and surprisingly there's a big difference how they really grow. And well, check also out my other videos where I explain how to cultivate the melons. And I'm taking a lot of time to try to explain all of these steps as accurate as possible, because I think that a premium crop or a premium product is only coming out if all the working steps are really working out accurately. And yeah, it's quite fascinating that even here in a tropical country you can apply all these kind of techniques. I mean, hydroponic here or soilless cultivation is not widespread, but that's the most fascinating thing. It's something which is coming up over time. I mean, I see many other people trying to grow in container or different kind of hydroponic setup, and for me personally, I encourage everyone to try it out, what kind of method fits them the best. And well, see you again in another video of mine.